Ah, cycling. Don't you just love it? The wind in your hair, the freedom to go anywhere you like. And pedaling is such a good form of exercise, isn't it? Oh, wait a sec. This is an e-bike with a throttle. Probably not the best form of exercise in the world, but I have to say, I really like this e-bike. Let's find out why. Oh, no hands. This is the FIIDO D11 and it's my new favourite e-bike. It goes 15 miles per hour. It's got a range of 30 miles in moped mode, but if you're willing to pedal you can double that and get 60 miles. And that's thanks to a massive 36 volt 11.6 amp hour battery and a 250 watt motor. It's going to take 7 hours to charge that thing and it hasn't got suspension, but it does have dual disc brakes and it'll carry 120 kilograms. It's going to cost you about £1,000, but do check the links below for the latest price as there may be a promo code. Okay, let's take a closer look at FIIDO's latest e-bike. The first thing you need to do after assembling is attach this cable to the battery here and then power it up. There's a cool power button on the back here. The handlebars are pretty basic, nice and wide. Unfortunately, they don't fold away. The LED screen is also pretty basic. It's not the brightest thing in the world, but it does the job. It shows how fast you're going, how much battery you've got left. You have 3 levels of pedal assist. I would probably keep to 3. We also have a dedicated switch for the light and the horn, which sounds like this. Are you serious? Over this side we have the throttle, which is all the way up. We're on. Careful, careful. It's a little bit plasticky, it's a little bit flimsy, but it does the job. We also have the Shimano gears, of which we have 7. We also have a front and a rear disc brake, which should guarantee some serious stopping power. Folding down the FIIDO is quick, simple and easy, and you don't have to be Albert Einstein to fold it up either. Once you get the knack of it, you can do it in a few seconds. Now, I can't go any further with this review without talking about the powerhouse that is hiding beneath your bottom under the seat. In fact, the whole seat post is a giant battery. 11.6 amp hours, in fact. That's what gives it all the range in the world, nearly. But there is a caveat to having a battery this big in a bike this small, because FIIDO recommends you don't insert the seat post / battery any more than this, because if you do, the battery pokes out the bottom and that could be potentially very dangerous. But I'm 5'8" and I can't even touch the floor. Never mind, moving on. We have 20-inch wheels, and at the back we have a 250 watt motor. It's not the most powerful motor in the world, but it should do the job for most inner city commuting. But let's see how she does on the hills. We also don't have any form of suspension front or back on this bike, but never mind. What it lacks in suspension, it makes up for in aesthetics. I do think this is a beautiful bike. It's very futuristic, very streamlined, but I think it's also a bit of a Marmite situation. You'll either love it or hate it. The integrated lights seem pretty bright. It's also nice to see that most of the wires run internally, but then you run into this kind of spaghetti junction of a wiring system right here, but you can't win them all, eh? Unfortunately, there is no mud guards, but at the time of filming, if you use my link below, you will get free mud guards and a free lock. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. The bike itself weighs 12.9 kilograms, but if you add the battery, then you're up to 18.5 kilograms. Definitely not heavy, but not light either. The seat hasn't caused me any complaints so far. It's not as big and as squidgy as the one on the D2S, but it does the job. In the box there is also a charger with a UK plug, some Allen keys, a user manual and some pedals. Screw them on and you're good to go. The overall build quality of the FIIDO D11 to me is pretty decent. It has its moments, like the flimsy throttle, the questionable pedals, but the chassis itself seems pretty solid. So overall, I'm pretty happy and it kind of falls in line with its price category. Okay, so that's the FIIDO D11 at a glance. Time for some tests. Okay, as you can see, stunning braking distance from the FIIDO D11. 2 disc brakes, not hydraulic brakes, but who gives a damn? If the braking distance was any better, I would have gone flying off the front.
Okay, let's address the elephant in the room here. The FIIDO D11 is not the fastest bike in the world. As you can see, the acceleration is very slow, and in fact the top speed is only 24 kilometers an hour.
Okay, time for the lazy man's hill test. In the real world you would pedal here, but I'm going to just use the throttle to see how much juice we can squeeze out of this 250 watt motor, and already we're struggling. We are struggling, but we're getting there. This is the steepest part of the hill now, and just made it. And we made it. Didn't think we were going to make it, but she did the job. So if you're feeling lazy and you don't want to use the legs, then it will get you up the hills. Okay, let's talk ride quality now. Straight off the bat, it doesn't have suspension. That might be a deal breaker to you, but this is a city bike. It's not an off-road bike. I really like the sensitivity of the throttle. It is a little bit tacky, a little bit cheap, but it just feels good under the thumb. And the chassis of the body, I think being really light, kind of feels like a bit like a BMX. Like, I feel cool on the bike. Oh, cobbles! This is where you want the suspension. Sorry about that. What I'm trying to say is the bike is a lot of fun. It's got the fun factor, and I think that's really important when it comes to an e-bike. You're going to spend a lot of time with it, commuting here and there. So it wants to be fun, and it wants to be comfortable. And thankfully the seat is pretty squidgy. It's big enough for my premium ballet-sized peach. So overall, there's a lot to like about this bike. I really love the FIIDO D2S. You can watch the video up there, and that bike is still well worth considering because it's half the price of the D11, and you're getting silky smooth suspension on that bike too, so check it out. But if you want to know more about this bike, check the links below. I think they're giving away a couple of freebies like mudguards and a lock, depending on when you're watching. So check the links below. There might even be a coupon code. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is this the e-bike that will get you into e-biking? I'm certainly having a blast on it. Let me know what you guys think. Watch my other videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Like, subscribe, bye. Oh my God!
Are you with me? Come on, guys! What a load of whip!